What's up, guys? This is Coach Matt with our Friday workout. Let's get right to it. 2 rounds through, 2 minutes of your choice warm-up pace cardio, and then set up a little station similar to this. You need a PVC pipe, a band. I like to use a bench for these band hamstring curls because it helps me to get full extension of my knee. Where on the ground, I can't quite get that full extension, right? But I want to get both feet through the band, which can be a little tricky, but don't give up on it. And then holding on to the bench, I'm just squeezing my heels towards my butt, and this helps to warm up the glutes and the hamstrings. When I'm done, I just snap my feet out of it. Then go to the ground for some scorpion stretches. All right, so rotating around both arms like that. So this should be good for shoulders as well as low back and hip flexors. Another exercise I really like is the good morning squat, right? So I've got the bar, I'll do a PVC pipe right here behind my neck, hinge forward into that good morning position, and then keep the bar in the same spot and just rotate down to the bottom of the squat and then stand. So it's good morning, squat, stand. Last one is external rotation stretch with the PVC pipe. So start off with the PVC out front like a sword, pull it over the same side shoulder, reaching around front, grabbing the pipe and trying to rotate it away from the body to stretch the shoulder out. Do that for a sec and then go to the other side, right? So those external rotation stretches, 4 reps of that on each side. Don't hang on to it too long, right? Make this dynamic. Right, you get through that whole sequence 2 times. When you get done with that, we're setting up for back squats, but today is our deload cycle back squat, so it should not be anywhere near failure. It should not be terrible, but it should be enough weight that you feel something going on, right? So 40 to 50% of your 1 rep max for a set of 8 should be a reasonable amount of weight, and this is the portion of the strength training cycle that we allow the nervous system, the endocrine system, everything to kind of recover for a little bit, even just on this one movement, even though there's been other hard things that we've done this week. This helps to take a little bit of pressure off and keep the growth happening when you recover or when you sleep, all right? So my back squat, step back, set of 8. And what we shoot for on this is start a new set about every 2 minutes so that we're done with this whole training block in 10 minutes. And then we can set up for our next piece, right? Which is a mini flex Friday, right? So when I'm done with that, I'll take the bar down. I'll move my J hooks down to the bench press setting. Put my bar back in, and now I'm ready to go on my bench. The other things I'll need is several sets of dumbbells. And for this piece of the workout, it will be very helpful to have all the dumbbells together and everyone kind of just pick and choose from them and set them back down when you're done with them. So you will need 3 different weight increments on the hammer curls and 3 different weight increments on the tricep extension. So odds are that you will be using the weights that somebody else wants and somebody else will be using the weights that you want, and you just gotta kind of rest and share a little bit as we go through this workout, because it is not for time, it is not a metabolic stimulus workout, but I do want your drop sets done relatively close back to back to back, okay? So I'll explain that in a second, but we're focusing on the bench press. So this is 5 sets of 3 bench press. So the reps are relatively low, so the weight should be relatively heavy. We're shooting for that 85 to 90% today, touching the chest and then pressing back up straight over the shoulders. Set of 3, make sure we're using spotters when we get up to those last few rounds. When you finish that, then we're going 2 different exercises of sets to failure, right? So that will be dips, and I'm gonna recommend everyone use the ring dips, because if we're all doing bench presses, it's hard to put the matadors out and not hit your face on a bar, right? So just try ring dips for today, and you can use assistance, you can use jumping, but we're going from the elbow, the shoulder below the elbow up until the arms are straight, and then back down, right? That's our range of motion, and we're doing 1 set to failure. So that means when you can no longer do it, then the set is over. Don't continue trying to do reps with a subpar range of motion. Just recognize when the strength is gone, that we've exhausted all the stored energy in the muscles and we have no more left to give. That's when we stop, okay? So hit failure and then be done. Then we're gonna immediately go to push-ups to failure. So same thing, you can have an assistance device, you can have an elevated platform, whatever you want, but make sure that it is relatively difficult and elbows straight at the top, all right? And we're just doing push-ups to failure. Those should be done relatively close back to back, and we're shooting for that like 12 to 18 range for our failure number. So make sure it's not just one push-up or 3 push-ups, but we're getting close to, you know, some of the teens, right? And then there is no top end. If you can do 40 push-ups after you just did bench, after you just did dips to failure, great, go for it. All right, we're doing push-ups to failure after your dips to failure. Next, we're gonna do 2 drop sets of either a band or hammer curls. And the way I would like to see this is 2 dumbbells, and ideally I would like to have 2 more sets. So these are 15s, and then I have like 20s and 25s. So what we do is we start with the heaviest version of the exercise, and we do a set of 8. So for hammer curls, I pick up my 25s and I do 8 reps of a hammer curl, right? Immediately set it down, get the next lower set, right? Let's say now these are 20s, and I'm doing 10 reps, so 2 more, right? When I get those 10 reps done, set those down, immediately pick up the lightest set, and I'm doing 12. So I'd like to do all 30 reps back to back to back if I can, using progressively lighter weights. And then we're gonna do the same thing on an overhead tricep extension. So again, let's say I have a 40, a 35, and a 30, right? I'll do a set of 8 with the 40, set it down, pick up my 35, set of 10, put it down, pick up my 30, set of 12, all right? And that's how we're gonna run that one. You will not be able to get exactly the right weights on that, because inevitably there will be a 5-pound jump when you really only needed a 2-pound jump, or maybe you needed a 7-pound jump, right? So just kind of roll with that one and feel it out. That is intentionally to get a lot of reps in a relatively short amount of time, and that is kind of how we go past failure, right? So we would like to do the set of 10 with a weight that enables you to keep moving. And if you, in other words, like if you could just keep going after 8 reps on those hammer curls, then it's not heavy enough, right? 8 should be pretty close to failure for the hammer curls. And then when you set it down, pick up the next lighter ones, 10 should be pretty close to failure, and 12 should be pretty close to failure on both of those exercises, right? After that, rest until you feel recovered, and then watch out for the later sets of bench press, because your arms and your chest are both going to have extra fatigue in them from the push-ups, the dips, the curls, the triceps, right? So your percentage might not be right on the money when you get to that top end, and that is okay for where we're at in the strength training cycle. I want you to train a little bit fatigued. When we take away the supersets and we take away the extra exercises as we get later on into the cycle, your bench press numbers will go up, 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 and that is the goal, all right? Have a great one, you guys, and I'll see you on Saturday.